This is Alli and I am your menace of clarity. I'll be rereading older posts and essays and things that I've shared with you here on the Village Voice. This is The Violence I Carried Was Never Mine. I shared this on November 17th, written by Alli, and today it'll be read by myself, Alli. Enjoy. The violence I carried was never mine. This is an echo I've avoided for years. It followed me anyway. Thanks for sitting with me while I finally set it down. My father went to prison for trying to murder me. I was that kid. That line still stings, typing it or reading it. Some truths sit in the body like old furniture, just heavy, ugly, too familiar. For years, this one lived in my chest like a sharp thing that I kept stepping around so I could breathe. I didn't talk about it, not because I forgot. That kind of pain remembers you. I stayed quiet because silence felt safer than saying it out loud, even when silence choked me. The truth that no one tells you, when the person who should have protected you becomes the person you survived, the damage doesn't just walk out the door with them. It lingers, echoes, teaches you things you never asked to learn. How danger hides in quiet rooms, how disappointment shows up early, how you shrink before anyone asks. You disappear without dying. His voice lived in my head long after he was gone, not by choice. Childhood survival turns into habit, and habit turns into this is who I am. And no one warns you how fast that happens. Every time I doubted myself, him. Every time I bailed before starting, him. Every time I called myself too much or not enough, still him. The silence I chose over honesty, that was a guest I never invited. His voice became haunting, an intruder, a ghost. He didn't even need to be in the room anymore, and I was carrying him in every decision. That broke something in me. That part cut deeper. He did the violence, but I carried the voice. I didn't need him to hurt that child again. I'd already memorized the script. Self blame, self doubt. The smallness rehearsed so it felt like discipline. The instinct to disappear so no one else had to push me. Abuse steals the simple fact that your voice belongs to you. And no one warns you that repeating the trauma feels easier than rewriting it. I couldn't fight him as a kid. But as an adult, I finally understood something. The violence I carried was never mine. The healing would be. That fight wasn't loud. I thought fighting back meant rage and these big scenes, some explosive relief. It didn't. It looked like small, boring courage, finishing that project I wanted to ditch, saying no without an apology, calling myself worthy before earning anything, and telling the truth while waiting for punishment, refusing to shrink around people who love me small. But I chose presence instead of performance and choosing myself instead of his echo. It was slow, unforgettable, unglamorous, but every small act chipped at a voice I never asked to inherit. He taught me fear, but I taught myself freedom. That quiet courage people never see. And people imagine courage as this fire, this bright, loud, cinematic. But most courage is just a whisper, speaking when silence feels safer, showing up when disappearing used to be your first language, telling your inner child, I'm here now, meaning it. Courage is that quiet promise, I won't abandon you again. You don't need my trauma to understand his truth. You carry wounds that you never named. You hear old voices when new ones speak. You learned disappearing as a survival skill. The shame, the doubt, the fear, the shrinking. None of that was yours. The voice that told you to stay small wasn't yours. That hate wasn't yours. The fear of love wasn't yours. The guilt for having needs was never yours. But you're safe with me. No more living by rules written in pain. So if your voice shakes, it's fine. If you're learning how to show up, fine. If you're unlearning violence that you never deserved, that's not weakness. That's bravery. And if you're not ready to fight for yourself, you can borrow my voice until you are. You are not carrying this alone. Thank you. And P.S., if you are carrying this, you don't have to do it alone. I'm right here. You deserve to remember your voice on purpose. I love you. I love me. We're not alone anymore. Thank you.